Hey everybody, this is Master Potter with Birmingham Academy of Martial Arts, and in this video I'm going to give you some information about the scoring system that we are going to be using at the Birmingham Invitational Tournament. Now if you're used to traditional martial arts scoring, you know that the person's score determines their final place in the group. So as each person comes up, they're assigned a numerical score, and at the end those scores are ordered to figure out who's first, second, third, and fourth. Well, in a lot of modern tournaments, they reverse that. What they do is they put people in order and then assign a score based upon where they fall in the order. So I'm going to give you a demonstration of what this might look like in the traditional tournament. And all we're going to be doing is having my four helpers in the back do one technique, and then I'm going to give them a score. Okay? So we're going to go with competitor 1. And I look at her, and as a judge, I try to figure out, well, I think based upon the rest of the group, maybe she's a 8.3. I haven't seen everybody else, so maybe an 8.3. Competitor 2. Okay, he was a little better. So if she's an 8.3, I'm going to make him an 8.5. In case somebody is in between them, I have room to do that. All right, and competitor 3. Okay, he was definitely the best. So I'm going to make him an 8.9. And now competitor 4. Okay, so he was between the first and second, but I can't remember what they were. I think she was an 8.4 and he was an 8.5, but that doesn't give me any room, so I'm not going to make him 8.4, 8.5. I'll make him an 8.4. Okay, everybody back. Well, if you're keeping track at home, you realize I didn't do a very good job in assigning those scores. Okay, I didn't have a range ability. So now we're going to look at it from a more modern approach. Okay? And what I have here is just a little notebook that I'm going to use to keep notes of the competitors. So we're going to go competitor number 1. Okay? I'm automatically, to the side of competitor 1's name, I'm going to give her a single little mark. Now competitor 2. Now competitor 2 wasn't as good as competitor 1, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him 2 marks in my notepad. So now competitor 1 has 1 mark, competitor 2 has 2. Competitor 3. Okay, I like him definitely the best. So I'm going to give everybody else 1 additional mark. So that competitor 1 now has 2. Competitor 2 now has 3. And my number 1 guy, he has 1 tick mark. And competitor 4. Now, competitor 4 to me wasn't as good as number 1 or number 3, but he was definitely better than number 2, who has 3 marks on my sheet. So I'm going to go to competitor 4 and give him 3 marks and add a 4th mark to 2. All right, everybody return. Now when I'm looking at my sheet, I see that competitor 1 has 2, so they're 2nd place. Competitor 2 has 4 tick marks, so they're 4th place. Competitor 3 has 1, so he's my 1st place guy. And competitor 4 has 3, so he is my 3rd place guy. I didn't have to remember numerical scores. I just had to remember where they fit in the hierarchy of the ring. Now I can assign score numbers, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at 9.9 being my highest person. So they get my 9.9 score. So when they get called up, they'll get a 9.9. My 2nd place person is going to get 9.8. My 3rd place person is going to get a 9.7. And my 4th place person is going to get a 9.6. Now the question, of course, comes up, what if you have more than 4? Their scores, you want to give them a score to find out where they fall in the range, but it's always going to be below the 9.6 level. So maybe you give a bunch of people a 9.4, 9.3s, 9.5s, and you can give them feedback on what to do to improve. But those 1st place guys are always going to get their score based upon where they fall in the hierarchy. Now this cuts down a lot of mathematical calculation need and cuts down a lot of ties, okay? Because it doesn't matter how much better I think 3 is than everybody else, and it doesn't matter if somebody else thinks the 3 is better. Both judges are going to give them the same number. In traditional tournaments, and you've seen this too, I'm sure, the top guy gets an 8.9. Well, somebody else, he's the same top guy, but they gave him a 9.1. Somebody else, same top guy, but they got an 8.5. So in this way, every judge is delivering the same number based upon where they had them fall in the competitors. So it does make it a lot more easy for parents to understand. It makes it easier for spectators, it makes it easier for students, and it makes it easier for scorekeepers and judges to give out scores that are fair. especially in a tournament where you may not understand or have seen somebody else's techniques or form. It makes things much better. If you have any questions about this, by the way, you can please see me, my wife, Senior Master Potter, or one of the staff members that understands the scoring system, and we'd love to give you more information about it.